Hello, my name is Kayla. I have been living with arthritis for over 10 years now, and I recently moved provinces from BC to Alberta. And I'd like to give you some tips and tricks on how I did that. Before I moved, there were several things that I had to make sure I had in order first. These included asking for a referral to a new rheumatologist. I did that about 4 months before the move because it was a fairly sudden move, but I would suggest doing so a bit earlier. The second thing I did after that was I found a family doctor. I found her about 2 months before I moved here. And then the last thing, but definitely probably one of the most important things, is finding housing that suited my needs, such as an elevator if I was living in an apartment building. In-suite laundry is really important to me, as well as a bathtub. The next part was the actual move itself. This was the complicated part, the hard part. So what we did to help with the move was we hired movers to help. I know that that's not accessible for a lot of people due to finances, but it was really helpful for us, especially with the heavy items. Another thing that I found really helpful was ensuring that I keep my meds, my heating pads, anything else that I use on a regular basis handy. So I made sure that I kept everything that I absolutely needed in a backpack on the front seat of my car so I knew where it was the entire time and I couldn't lose it. I found it really helpful to unpack slowly. I obviously unpacked the essentials quite quickly, but everything else, I was like, that can wait. There's no big rush to unpack everything all at once. I made sure to relax and get a lot of sleep and also have some fun. There were some uh, big pieces that I had to think about. Things like looking into special authority and biologic coverage in my new province. So Alberta has slightly different biologic and special authority coverage than British Columbia does. So what I did for that is I had to talk to the biologic company themselves, and they actually told me about compassionate coverage since my medications aren't fully covered under the provincial health system here. The next thing I had to do was make sure that I found like a really good pharmacy. Uh, so I found one that's really nearby because I go there a lot, as I'm sure a lot of you do too. I also had to meet my new doctors, my new rheumatologist and my new family doctor. Those appointments I scheduled for about a month after I got here, so I had time to settle in first. And the best part about moving is just all the new adventures that you get to go on. And honestly, it's just a great way to get yourself into a new mindset and just experience life in a new way for a little while.